tonight at 5:30. We are live at US Bank Stadium. I'm Gina Rads.
And I'm Sean Tehan. We have a huge NFC North matchup, a huge rivalry between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. One team will leave here undefeated after tonight. When Vikings kicker Blair Walsh signed a contract extension this summer, he was paid to make the big kicks. Against the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday afternoon, even this wasn't close enough as the Vikes' playoff dreams sailed wide left.
I will cheer when he comes out, yeah. Be bittersweet, tears in the eyes a little bit, him not being here, wish he was still here.
I think he's going to come out and demolish the Vikings today.
Adrian Peterson is no longer a Minnesota Viking, and that's left football fans indifferent.
Well, it's kind of hard to boo him, but the big question is, on the first time he gets the ball, is he going to run for a touchdown or is he going to fumble? I think he's going to fumble.
It's going to be 50-50, I would say. A little bit of booing, a little bit of cheering at the same time.
Yeah, I've been a Viking fan before AP. I'll be a Viking fan after AP. I'm just a Viking fan.
What do you think about AP being a Saint now?
We love him. We welcome him in.
Mother and son Brian Valentine and Belinda Powell are split not between AP but between the Vikings and Saints.
They're going to lose. Of course they will.
No, we won't.
I hope you don't.
No, we won't.
Yes,
No,
they
we
will.
won't.
They will. They'll lose, and we'll win.
We made these jerseys. Her mom stitched them up for us, but we got to stay loyal to him because he was loyal to us.
Boyfriend and girlfriend Levi Sutton and Nicole Leitner put in some extra work to show love for both the Vikings and Peterson.
Both sides will be cheering for him, which is why we're supporting both sides, but we'll be cheering for the Vikings tonight.
Many Vikings fans want to see Peterson play well, but not too well.
We'll see how much booze I have beforehand.
And some fans think AP still has a little something left in the tank.
I think he might be number one in the next 2 weeks.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here live outside of US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. This is where the Minnesota Vikings are opening up the 2017 regular season. They're hosting the New Orleans Saints. This game is currently in action, but of course the biggest headline entering the night is the return of running back Adrian Peterson. AP is the Vikings' all-time leading rusher. He signed a deal with the Saints this offseason. Before Monday, almost everybody had something to say about AP's return to Minnesota.
Before when he was here, we couldn't tackle him, but now it's a must. We have to tackle him. It's going to be pretty fun. You know, I see he's making a big deal, but still, it's a game. We have to go out there and tackle him no matter what.
You know, you erase the 2014 season when I came back after sitting out for a year, and led the league in rushing. So. To be honest with you, I always feel like I have something to prove. So it's nothing different going into this year.
I hope we have a chip on our shoulder. This game isn't about Adrian Peterson. It's about the Vikings and the Saints.
Good evening, everybody. Happy NFL football season. I'm here at US Bank Stadium. The Minnesota Vikings open the regular season against the New Orleans Saints, and all eyes tonight were on Saints running back Adrian Peterson. The Vikings' all-time leading rusher made his return to Minnesota. Peterson was playing his first game in anything but the Minnesota Vikings' purple and gold uniform. Peterson got the ball in the game's very first play from scrimmage, and it went for a 9-yard carry. AP finished with 18 yards on 6 carries tonight. New Orleans led 6-3 late in the first half after the Saints took a 6-3 lead. The Vikings offense only needed 3 plays to take their first lead of the season. Sam Bradford found Stefon Diggs off play action for an 18-yard touchdown, and the Vikings take a 10-6 lead. With the same score in the final seconds of the first half, Bradford found Diggs again. Look at this ridiculous grab right here near the Vikings pylon, near the Saints pylon for another Vikings touchdown. Minnesota took a 17-6 lead into the locker room at halftime. Diggs had a great performance in front of Randy Moss, who was inducted into the Vikings Ring of Honor tonight. Back to AP, though. He did not look too happy throughout the game, appeared to be yelling at head coach Sean Payton here. Frustrating night for him and the Saints. Minnesota put New Orleans away for good in the fourth. Bradford finds Kyle Rudolph for the 15-yard touchdown on 3rd down. Bradford finishes with 346 yards and completes 27 of 32 passes and throws 3 touchdowns. The Vikings win 29-19, a big night for Minnesota.
Everybody was feeding off each other energy, everybody playing as a team, as a unit. O-line was doing a great job, Sam was slinging it around.
That's the kind of football team that, we've built. A physical, dominant, wear you down.
Offense, you saw they moved the ball. Sam played awesome. O-line played great. Sam had time back there, open up running lanes for Dalvin. And if they can keep that going, man, we play like this on defense, special teams do what they do. We'll be tough to beat.
The Minnesota Vikings opened the regular season in strong physical fashion, topping the New Orleans Saints 29-19. Now, coming into Monday night, the headline was the return of Vikings all-time leading rusher Adrian Peterson, but in front of new Vikings Ring of Honor member Randy Moss, Adam Thielen, Stefon Diggs, and the Vikings receiving group stole the show, racking up 346 total yards of offense in the passing game and 3 touchdowns. A big night for the Vikings receivers.
He did some great things for the game, a legend, living legend right now, and just wanted to pay respect. I grew up wanting to play receiver just because of him, so shout out to him.
Any extra motivation with Randy Moss watching tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was a guy who really made me want to play this game and made me want to play wide receiver because of what he did on the field, man. He was unbelievable. So it was good to see him, good to congratulate him and talk to him for a little bit.
When they have one of the best receivers of all time here tonight being honored, we wanted to make sure that he went out here with a win as well.
They want to show the legend, that they're capable and that they're a formidable group, and I think we got a great group of wideouts. I think everybody contributed a little bit tonight, and so I just got to keep that going.
The Vikings have a quick turnaround. They'll travel to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers next at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Sean Tehan, ABC 6 News. Hey everybody, I'm here live from Minnesota State University in Mankato for the 52nd training camp for the Minnesota Vikings. In case you haven't heard, it's not only the 52nd training camp, but it's also going to be the final time the camps will be held here for the Minnesota Vikings. And the Vikings will move training camp to their new facility in Eagan beginning next summer. But today the team officially opened camp here in Mankato. Not everyone is here. It's mainly just rookies. They're all looking to gain a mental advantage early.
It's good. It's really competitive out there. These couple of days are key for us because we can get a head start before actual camp starts.
Well, I think it's good for us to get in our playbooks again, get out and kind of knock the rust off from the little break through the summer. It's really good for us. It's awesome. We should be excited and take advantage of our opportunities that we're getting to put on tape out here. So this is exciting for me and hopefully for the rest of the guys. And we're excited. We're jacked to be here.
And just before the break, we were talking about how the Minnesota Vikings opened their 52nd and final training camp in Mankato this afternoon. The first 3 days this year are primarily for rookies and other roster hopefuls. And here's a look at the sights and sounds of day 1 of camp.
It's exciting to be here. It's fun to be out here. Great weather, great fans. It's exciting to be out here and get to work and get better and grow and be a part of this team.
4 yards, cheat up.
It's good being back out here with my teammates.
One line behind Prince.
Knocking some of that rust off that we all had from the summer, but overall I feel like it was a good day.
Violent with the hands. There you go.
It's good. It's really competitive out there.
Violent with the hands. There you go.
These couple of days are key for us because we can get a head start before actual camp starts.
Hands behind? No, hands behind your back. Hit. Knees up, real smooth. Get some leg. Hit. Speed. Drop the shoulder. See how simple it is? Drop.
I've been through a couple of day ones now, and they're never as good as you want, but they're never as bad as you think either.
Going 6-hole, drop and cross. Hit! 1, 2. That's it, good. I don't want you moving away from it. I want your hat on it so that you clear it. You understand? We want back speed. Back speed gives us a little clearance.
We didn't have a ton of O-linemen, but they fought their tails off and worked hard today. So, I think we got a lot better.
Hit! Again. Hit! Again. Hit! Again. Hit!
The ultimate goal is to win a championship, right?
Go, back.
Whatever I can do to help that team and hopefully, prove that I'm worthy, that's all I'm here for.
Hey everybody, I'm here live from Minnesota State University in Mankato. This is where a tradition lasting 52 years has officially come to an end for the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings held their final training camp practice ever in Mankato today. Minnesota has prepared for a new season here every summer since 1966. And next year, the Vikings will move training camp to their new facility in Eagan. And for some Vikings players, Mankato will hold a special memory in their minds.
People are awesome here, love their Vikings, so it's great to be here. It's kind of not a sad moment, but historic moment, I guess.
I don't know. I guess we'll see next year.
because I've never been to any other training camp. So, you know, it is cool coming down here and kind of living, you know, like you're in college, living in the dorms, being around each other a lot. But hopefully it'll be similar to that next year.
It's been good. You know, the facilities are awesome. Everyone here is great. The fans, the energy at practice every day. We'll miss it for sure. You know, obviously we're moving to an incredible facility at Egan that, you know, our ownership has put a ton of money into, and they want to make sure that we have the best facilities in the NFL. And, you know, if it wasn't for having the best facility in the NFL, we'd probably still be down here in Mankato.
It's been a tradition that has lasted 52 years, and year number 52 meant the final summer of Minnesota Vikings training camp at Minnesota State University in Mankato, and it's been one heck of a ride.
52 years here, you think of all the players and coaches and fans, people that have spent time down here. It's, you know, it's a big part of our organization and the history of our organization.
On Tuesday, the Minnesota Vikings said farewell to another year of training camp.
I've never been to any other training camp, so you know, it is cool coming down here and kind of living, you know, like you're in college, living in the dorms, being around each other a lot. But hopefully it'll be similar to that next year.
Next year, the Vikings won't be holding training camp at Minnesota State University in Mankato. They'll be moving to Egan. The Vikings say they'll miss Mankato and the people of Mankato. What does Mankato mean to you?
It means a lot. We got a lot of support around Minnesota, and I'm from here, so it's been good.
I've always liked Mankato. My sister went to school here, and I like Mankato. It's a fun city, nice city, great people, love their sports, so it's fun to be here.
The fans, the energy at practice every day, we'll miss it for sure.
I imagine how much it means to the people here and how many people come out each and every year just to see training camp and, you know, be a part of us. You know, it's a big family.
People are awesome here, love their Vikings, so it's great to be here. It's kind of not a sad moment, but historic moment, I guess.
In wide receiver STEFON Diggs' opinion, it's not a complete farewell.
You know, see you later, there's no goodbyes.